Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be reacting on a video titled "Can Fat and Fit Influencers Find Common Ground?" And I think the show is called Middle Ground, and it's from Jubilee. Just so you guys know, all these videos that I react to, there's going to be a link for the video that I'm referring to or that I'm reacting from in the description below. So let's get right into it, and you guys let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree with my comments? Let's see. And by the way, we're not going to react to the whole thing because the video is very long, but we're going to jump around and I'll give you guys my take.
Hey y'all, do you love middle ground? I know I do. Did you know that every purchase made at the Jubilee shop helps fund this show? If you're looking for ways to support Jubilee and watch more episodes of Middle Ground, make sure you check out our merch at shop.jubileemedia.com. Honestly, every one of your purchases goes such a long way, and we're so grateful for you. Now enjoy this episode.
When I hear the term fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency.
My name's Timothea, and fitness has been a huge part of my life, and I love to share what I know about it. Overall, it's just a way of life.
My name is Tyler. I'm a fat influencer, and on my platform, I like to spread body positivity, mental health awareness, and fashion, looking good while fat.
So when I think of the word fat influencers, I think of influencers who are either promoting others to be fat in the same sense that fitness influencers promote fitness.
I don't like people that obsess over being fat, just like I don't like people that obsess over fitness. I'm in my own fitness journey, and a lot of people like it because I'm not the stereotypical dude.
The misconception that the opposite side has of me is that I have some agenda to keep people fat, to promote obesity, to tell anybody anything about their size.
Step forward if you agree. I promote healthy standards as an influencer.
Just look at how
We need to discuss.
slow the fat influencers came forward. Like one came forward, and then she was kind of like, I don't want to be the only one back here, and then she walked forward. So you can already tell deep down they know what they're doing. Come on, let's not play games here. And you saw all three people. They know for a fact that they're encouraging people to be healthy. It's not anyway. Let's see
What healthy means first, because healthy means many different things. So, like, what does health mean to you guys?
For me, I don't focus on diet and weight loss as a tool for health and how I communicate that. I focus on movement and finding movement that works for you, that feels good and is sustainable in your body. Because ultimately, I think everybody would agree, movement is healthy, exercise is healthy. In the fitness world, and I myself am a yoga instructor, so I kind of straddle both sides. I think there's an overemphasis on physicality and diet and exercise.
Personally, I'm a fat guy, and I've been tired of being a fat guy. And I've actually been told that my approach to it is a little bit extreme. So, I'll do like 24-hour fasts, I'll do intermediate fasting, liquid diets, things like that. Some people say it's an unhealthy habit. They say like I got an eating disorder, but at the same time, I am seeing results. I do feel like I can run faster, jump higher, walk longer. I kind of feel like when I hear.
So this guy on the right, even though he's fat, he knows that he needs to lose weight. Guys, we are in such a weird time. We're being fat. So people think, oh, because I'm moving, I'm healthy. Like, no, you're still unhealthy. Sure, it's better than not moving, but at the end of the day, you're still obese. Your blood work's gonna come back bad, obviously. You're literally obese. 35% body fat for women is considered clinically obese. If you're at that right now, regardless of what you're doing, you are unhealthy. You need to get down to around 25% body fat if you're a woman. For men, you need to get down to around 15% body fat. Once you get to those body fat percentages, chance of you getting any type of heart disease or diabetes is practically impossible. Type 2 diabetes. We live in such a crazy, bizarre world, man. People are crazy. Anyway,
The term fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency, right? So, a little bit about me is that
it is 100% complacency. You doing some exercises here and there is not going to do anything for you. It's going to help. It may actually make you more delusional, because what you're going to end up doing is that, oh, I'm doing something, so it's better than nothing. But these are people that have been fat almost 20, 30 years of their life. That means you're not trying. If you're saying that you've been working out for 20 or 30 years and you're still obese, that means you're not trying hard enough. It's not about doing your best, whatever the heck that means, because your best changes based on your emotions, which is why if you're watching this video, you're overweight. That's why, because you're relying on your emotions and not the reality. If you've been trying for 20 or 30 years, you're not trying hard enough. You don't need to do your best. You need to do what is required so that you can get the health you want. And then look, if you get all the way down to your healthy weight and you stay there for 5 years, let's just say, and you want to go back up and become obese again, go ahead, do it. No one's stopping you. The same way no one's going to force you to lose the weight. But at the end of the day, if you're influencing someone to do something, why would you influence them to be fat like you? You're selfish. You need to get your priorities straight.
a 3-sport athlete almost my entire life, went to college and played a sport. And then I decided, I've always been, a big person, and I was able to manipulate my weight because I also wrestled. So I would bulk up for football season, lose for wrestling, and rinse and repeat. Because of that, though, now my approach is really just about making sure that you take care of your total self. So your mind and your body, and also just making sure that you check in with medical professionals. I work in healthcare, and so I don't tend to take.
Oh my gosh, there's no way a doctor would say he's healthy. He's not checking in with medical professionals. Just look at his body language before he said it. Check in with medical professionals. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And most people in the healthcare field mainly don't know what they're talking about. They know how to prescribe drugs and make sure that you take the pills and potions that they give you. Yes, I know that for a fact. I've met enough of them already. Obese doctors, obese nurses. It's like the craziest thing. You're supposed to be a poster child for health, yet you're not healthy. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't know. Well, education used to mean that you can do the thing that you're helping people achieve. You could do the thing that people are paying you for. But it doesn't mean that anymore. Which is, we got nurses, doctors who are fat. So they can't even get themselves to be healthy. How in the world are they going to get someone else to be healthy? We got people with business degrees that can't run a business. It makes no sense. We got people who are like financial experts who are broke. This is the craziest time we're living in, guys. We got people with psychology degrees. They got more mental problems than the patients they're trying to help. I don't know. I must have been born in the wrong time or something, because this nothing connects.
Advice from people who are not medical professionals.
And I would just like to speak up. We're all different. Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. There are fat influencers that are motivational, that are trying to lose weight. There are fat influencers out there that just are existing in this world and trying to make it accommodating to themselves and people that look like them. So there are so many fat people in this world, and to label them all a certain way or to put them in a category where they have to perform to make you feel comfortable is disingenuous. It's not good.
Well, that's what kind of upset me. That's why I started my journey at the end of the day, was because, I was depressed. I lost my job in the midst of COVID, and I'm unhappy with who I am. And then I see someone on social media that's like, it's okay to be who you are. And I was like, you're telling me that the way I feel is okay, But at the end of the day, I hate how I feel. And so it was kind of out of protest that I started this journey. And I'm damn glad I did. At the end of the day, you're doing a disservice to the people around you that care about you, whether it be close, relatives, society, etc. And to see someone use a platform like that as a fellow fat kid my entire life, it just pissed me off.
I hear what you're saying, and it's valid. I've been fat my entire life. I was a fat kid, fat teenager, fat adult, just fat. And that is not my story.
At that age, there's no reason your kid to be fat. That is literally child abuse. And I've worked with children. I've had hundreds of clients. Oh my goodness. The youngest I've trained was 12. If the kid was overweight, their parents came in and they told me, like, help him lose weight, because that's what they need to do. You don't just say, oh, he's fat, he's going to be fat forever. He's a fat kid. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's a lazy parent. You need to get your kids to lose some weight if they're overweight. Or not, then you don't love them. That's basically what you're saying.
And I see that played out over and over and over again in the world, in art, in TV, in movies, like the sad fat trope, nobody's gonna want you. And that plays into the way we treat fat people, but that is not everybody's story. So I hear that you were sad, you were unhealthy.
The reason people might treat her bad is because she's delusional. Like, she really believes what she's saying. That makes me think she's actually crazy. It makes me not want to treat her. It makes me want to keep her away as much as possible. If you could just be honest with yourself, you would know. You would know what you had to do. It's not complicated. Now, let's move this forward, man. Getting a headache. See what the next one says. Fit people need to start talking more, man. I don't
Changed
like that.
my life, and as a result, I've influenced thousands of kids younger than me's lives.
Fat shaming is worse than skinny shaming.
When you thin shame somebody,
I will say, yes, I would say I would agree with that, because if you shame a fat person more nowadays, I'm saying nowadays, I agree with it. Only because if you shame a fat person more, what they do is it's one of two things that happen. One is you're going to become more depressed, and it's not going to better your life, because you can't take that and be like, dang, you know what? It's true. Most people are not going to just self-reflect and say, you know what, dang, I am fat. Oh my goodness, like I'm hideous. Like I've gotten to the point where I don't even like what I see, and now everybody else is making fun of me for it. So I need to change. Shame is a useful tactic. I don't understand why people are so crazy about it. I've been shamed for stuff, and then it makes me be like, you know what? They're right. I got to change. And then, but if you shame a skinny person nowadays, it's not right. Obviously, that's not what we're referring to. It says it worse. Is it worse overall? And I don't think it's worse overall, because skinny people are still going to end up being healthier than fat people. No one wants to say it, but it's the truth. Skinny people, by and large, are healthier than fat people. Their heart rate is lower. Their blood pressure is lower. Their body fat is lower. Skinny people, yes, are going to be healthier than fat people. So if they get shamed for being skinny, it's like, they're still going to have a healthy life for the most part. If you shame a fat person for being fat, they might get worse and eat more and do less exercise. Though I do think that there was a time where you can tell someone, hey, you're getting chubby, man. You got to lose that weight. And then they just did it. And that would be considered shaming nowadays, which is crazy.
it is based off of aesthetic. Like, oh, you're so skinny. Yeah. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could eat whatever I want and stay skinny. There are these assumptions we have about people in fat bodies that we don't place on thin people, even if they're thin beyond health. And it really makes it so that fat people are overlooked, and it creates an environment where it's okay to perpetuate hate and even violence,
Being thin won't limit you from being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack, sometimes even have excess. You could go up or down.
Of course, because they're not going to cater to the morbidly obese. That's not a good business decision. Like, why would you sell something in bulk that nobody would buy? Statistically, nobody. I mean, like if it's 1% of people buying this extra large XXXXX large clothing, why in the world would you go into business thinking that, yeah, let me cater to that person? That literally doesn't work. It sounds nice, and maybe it works for some, and maybe some businesses can cater to the very small niche market. However, for most businesses, you're not going to do that. You're literally going to lose money. It makes no sense for them to do that. Same thing with plane seats. They're not going. The average height for women is 5'3", weight 170 pounds, obese across the country in the U.S. For men is not 5'9", and I think it's around 197, the average weight for guys, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But they're not going to cater to fat people. That's the average. That's the average, which is crazy. It's not good. But there's people who are 250, 300 pounds. But that's such a small minority. Why in the world would you cater your business to an statistically insignificant number? Doesn't make sense.
Iraq. In my experience, those are not my options. I shop online because I wear a size 15 shoe, because I'm 6'2", and I have a very broad body.
The skinny shaming, there is that backhanded compliment. You see that all the time. But when it comes to the fat shaming, you just see more negative out of it. And I just, it's horrible to see.
But being fat is still taboo, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My partner and I'm a gay man, dating another fat black gay man, and we have gone viral on the internet a couple times. And you know what some of the comments were? Never seen two fat people together. I get pats on the back for posting a picture at the beach with no shirt on. Why am I being patted on the back for that?
Right.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
Well, when I hear fat shaming, skinny shaming, all that stuff, I just think back to like middle school, high school, picking on kids. It's bullying. I believe everyone goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls is a model, and she's always complaining how she doesn't like the way she looks, even though like 99% of all women would probably prefer they looked like her. She hates the way she looks, and she's like, I wish my boobs were bigger. I wish my butt was bigger. I believe, that's the media, that's the entertainment industry, is they have a standard of what, at the end of the day, is desired, I guess, but not everyone's built like Marilyn Monroe.
You said 99% of women would probably want to look like her. That's to me, some of the language that is the problem, is that I'm assuming that she's probably of a thinner body,
Fair.
right? Because she's a model, but a lot of women don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Your body you are the standard. You are the model. You are
Yeah.
the beauty. Like the fact that
You are not a standard. Oh my gosh, man. The wording on, I don't even know, man. I'm going to skip this, getting a headache. I can't listen to dumb people for too long.
That I stayed fit my whole life. To be a fitness influencer, you have to have that image, that skinny, fit, toned look. That's really not the case. If you have the knowledge, if you have the passion to want to help people with their fitness journey, it doesn't matter. I highly believe that.
I feel
It does matter. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. If you're not fit, how are you going to teach somebody to be fit? You can have the knowledge and fine, but you ain't going to have a business. I promise you that. You can go around and say, oh, yeah, come work with me. But deep down, people's subconscious are going to tell them, or even they're going to tell themselves, like, man, they're not even fit. They're still overweight. Well, I'm going to pay them. I might as well pay this other girl who's fit, or this other guy who's fit. That's the reality. Unless you're a personal trainer, you've been in a gym for like 2 decades and you built your clientele that way. That's fine. Yeah, you're going to get, I've worked with fat trainers too. It doesn't mean that they're better trainers. It just means that they've just been around for so long and they build rapport with people. That's another way to get clientele too. But in a perfect world, assuming that everyone had all the rapport like evenly, that everyone had the same amount of time, they will always choose the fit person. So why would you not put yourself in a fit body so that you can teach people to be more fit? And by fit, let me be specific, because people nowadays confuse things so much. Fit is 15% body fat or less with a decent amount of muscle on you. Doesn't mean you have to be enormous like a bodybuilder, but you have to be in good shape. You have to have somewhat visible abs or at least a flat stomach. and you need to, have some feats of strength like that you've worked towards. And there's a reason you got that, because you earned it. Being fat, you don't have to earn that. It makes no sense. That's the sign of neglect, not discipline.
Pressure to look a certain way for my followers.
I do myself. Like, I'm in fitness. It's just the reality. I need to be, muscular as well as fairly lean. I do feel some pressure. So what? You feel a little pressure. That doesn't mean you're going to start crying about it. Just adjust and do it. It's not bad pressure. So my followers want me to look more muscular and healthy. Fine, I'll do it. It's great for me. Why would I not do that?
Yeah, I started. I'm a fat kid losing weight, man. I got an expectation to uphold. I get people all the time, haters, that are like, oh, he's gonna quit, crash diet, blah blah blah. But then, there's kids that tell me, you got me out of bed today. You're the best person on the internet. Like, I love you. If I can motivate someone, one person a day to do something.
Yeah, we got some lagging issues. Let's just go back.
Blah. But then, there's kids that tell me, you got me out of bed today. You're the best person on, and, because if I quit, I'm letting down thousands of people.
I used to feel a lot of pressure, but I think with practice, you get over those pressures, you learn how to deal with it and understand that the pressure is really from yourself. It's internalized. Like, you're thinking about what others think of you, when in reality they could care less. They don't even see the little things.
That's exactly it. I think we should stop worrying about what other people think.
But it's so hard. I mean, like, I could say that every day, and
it is.
Let's just make something clear here. You cannot know what someone else is thinking. You cannot read their mind. That makes no sense. If you're saying let's not care about what other people say, that's one thing. But you cannot know what someone else is thinking. And also think about, why would you not care about what some other people say? Assuming that these people are people that you care about and that should make an input in your life. Assuming you care about them. I'm not talking about some random people. Yeah, those people, unless it's constructive criticism, then pay attention. You should care.
Still think about what people think.
It is. We all do. But that's something that is a good challenge for all of us. That's something that we need to really just try. And once we get on that road, it's not easy. We're going to have days where we're just going to be like, oh, he thinks, I think. But if we can get past that, even just a little bit, it's just going to make our lives even easier. Just stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself. Yeah.
I also just feel like, like everybody else, this is my account and you are a guest here. I have had to learn to not be that way. So, and for Nick, I understand that, your social media and your journey is very different. Like, I could clearly see how people or your following would have those expectations for you to continue to lose the weight. It's like, okay, well, we joined this guy so that we could join his journey on his weight loss. So we only want to see him doing the weight loss. Like, you better not plateau or gain. I could definitely see that.
Well, it's a sense of accountability, and it really helps me keep my shit going. Otherwise, I would have dropped out a long time ago, to be honest. And I don't do this is how to do a curl and things like that. I just do how I feel. I sort of have a self-deprecating outlook on myself and how I feel, and it's sort of like a military style thing. Like, you're trash, you will never be good, just give up type thing to myself.
I think that's interesting that you say that, because the content that I post is not just for people. It's mostly for me, and it's part of my own. It's cathartic to see myself in like sweating, trying to do a headstand and falling, or looking glam for an event, and everything between. So being authentic and showing up as I am, whether people like it or not, or expecting it or not, is an exercise in self-love. It helps me accept myself. I was really shy as a kid, and also, overweight or fat. I think the misconception is that I wasn't intelligent and that I was lazy. That's a lot of the bullying I got, right?
Well, yeah, you were lazy. You got to do more exercise. It's not, oh my goodness, man. I don't know what's going on. People need to do more exercise and follow a structured diet. If you're naturally bigger, let me just say naturally fatter, because if you have more fat on your body, you literally are fatter. You need to lose weight. I don't know, man. I don't know. People
Yeah, I
finish
don't think I
videos
dealt
like
with
this.
it well.
Do
Let's
not
see.
use a scale because
Also, notice what she just said that I didn't deal with it well. She still isn't dealing with it. Where are the results? Before, when you said you were an expert or something, you knew what you were doing, you had to prove it with results. There are no results on the left side here. These guys don't care about their health. At least on the guy on the right with the white shirt. Actually, they all have white. The white T-shirt, the white guy with the beard and the hair and the long hair. He at least is doing something about it. That's completely different. And he's not justifying it. He's not reasoning with himself. He's just doing it. Even if it's not an effective way to do it, he's doing something.
goals to me are limitations. And when you hit that goal, you get comfortable, aka complacent. You're like, oh, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds and then I'm good. And so I don't focus on the weight, I focus on everything else. I focus on, getting out of bed, that routine of going to the gym, that routine of eating healthy.
Okay, that's definitely where I disagree. You should be focusing on the way if your goal is to lose weight. Even if you failed multiple times at it, the key is to keep doing it until you succeed. You don't just stop and then change directions. And then you're never going to get there. Well, if your goal is to lose weight because you know that that's what's going to make you healthier, then just lose weight. Just keep doing it until you lose it. But don't be in a rush. You should be losing, for most people that are doing it like on their own, you can lose 1 pound a week. So if you need to lose, let's say 100 pounds, it's going to take you like 2 years. Whoa, so what? If you've been overweight for 20 years, what's 2 years? And then guess what? After those 2 years, you would have formed such a strong habit that it's almost going to be impossible to break. Don't be in a rush. Just lose weight properly. Because guess what happens when you're in a rush? You go up, you start losing, you feel great, and then something happened, down, up, down. I've trained over 750 clients, over that. I'm just estimating, but it's definitely over that. And I've seen people, I've talked to people, hundreds of people that have been losing the same 30 to 40 pounds their whole life, their whole adult life, basically 20 to 50. So they've been constantly losing the exact same amount of weight because they keep changing their goal. They say, I'm just going to try to eat healthy. That's what everybody tells them. Like, yeah, eat healthy, but for what? So that you could lose weight. And if you're going to lose weight, then track it. Whatever doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. There's a little saying for you. Track it.
That normal feeling of like a caloric deficit and things like that.
That's a good way to do it too. I'm a fitness trainer too, and I tell my clients, I'm like, the scale really doesn't tell you much. You're gonna fluctuate. It's water weight, it's a lot to it. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You gotta see those physical changes.
I don't even think it's the physical changes, because I'm gonna be straight up.
You're not going to see the physical changes. Everyone here is trying to be so politically correct. It's annoying. Guys, if you lose weight, you have to track the weight. And yes, you obviously want to be, losing the right type of weight. And yes, you're going to lose some water weight. But at the end of the day, you have to track the weight, because then how do you know what you're doing is working? And if you do it with the right person, you're going to end up losing weight, and then you're going to want to step on the scale. You're going to want to, because it keeps showing you what you want to see. And if you're hitting a plateau, the trainer should know how to break that plateau. It's not complicated. There's like 3 ways I do it that works. The first one works 80% of the time. Second one works basically 15%. The last one works about 5% of the time. So it works. You just got to do it. That's it. All right, I'm gonna fast forward this. Let's see what the third prompt is.
Dysmorphia, and I think in terms of dealing with it, it's just learning that my value is not completely tied to my appearance. There's so many other things that I can see value in myself now. I really do enjoy the autonomy I have over my own health and my own wellness.
I have suffered from eating disorders.
Have I suffered from eating disorder? I mean, I was dirt poor when I was young, and I went to sleep hungry many nights, but I don't know what they mean by eating disorder. Probably what they mean is like it causes like you're eating, like you're doing extreme diets, pretty much. And I've done an extreme diet, but I don't even call it an eating disorder. It's just that's what I had to do to gain weight. So
Realize it until a couple years after, but I was tracking like every food. I did track calories, macros. Man, I had my scale and I would bring it like
this is a tough one for me to watch, man. That's not an eating disorder. That is a byproduct of dedication. I don't even do that. But I did. But I would not call that an eating disorder. That just means you're dedicated. Food is fuel, guys. And sure, you can eat it and enjoy it. It's also meant to be enjoyed. But there's a reason we need to eat food. It's for a purpose. It's not just for emotional support. People on the left here probably, they probably eat like that regularly. Just it's all about like how it makes them feel and if it's healthy. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to fast forward this. I can't listen to this too much. Getting a headache.
Full point in my life, and I had to go see a doctor. I had to get that help. Mentally, I wasn't there. So these things are real. Like this stuff happens and people don't reach out enough.
The last time I had really restricted my eating, I needed to lose like almost 30 pounds in like 11 days. And I did that. And I stepped on the wrestling mat and I had absolutely no strength. I had no energy, no strength.
That's what happens when you lose 30 pounds in 11 days for anybody. So yeah, wrestling, you definitely got to cut weight pretty hard. But guys, you know when you're going to have a match. Just lose the weight. Oh my God. Lose it slowly and properly. People are crazy, man.
I got whooped. I got tossed up and down the mat.
Protocol where you eat 500 calories a day and give yourself an injection for months on end. And so I have done the full spectrum.
the 500 calorie diet. Was that something with like a medical professional that they recommended?
Yeah.
I mean, how was that? Like
It was traumatic. It drove me.
Another proof that what I'm saying is a lot of medical professionals don't know what the heck they're doing. I have no idea when people are going to start realizing this. And I'm not saying all of them. There are some incredible doctors that truly care about their patients and really want to help them and help them do it in the most holistic way possible. And then when medication is necessary, they prescribe it. But nowadays, doctors are just prescribing medicine first, not even telling you to lose weight. They're not telling you to be healthy. They're not telling you to exercise. They're not telling you to do anything right. They're just telling you, take this, done. Goodness.
Makes me feel really good.
as a fitness influencer, what are some things I can do that helps out the other side, which would be fat influencers? What are like?
I promise you, this is why the fat influencers never make it. Like they're in my opinion, they're crazy. They actually have mental problems because you see this fit guy. Just listen for a second. This fit guy is asking, how can I help? And I promise you, the other side will not ask the same question back. Watch. I never seen this, but look, because they don't care. They don't actually care about helping people. The guy on this side definitely cares about helping people. Just look.
Like certain things that you guys promote that you could see me promoting.
Really want people to stop looking at fat people and all of a sudden becoming medical professionals and telling me about high blood pressure and diabetes, because again, you're not a medical professional, right? Let's let.
If I see clouds outside and I say, it is very likely to rain, does that make me a meteorologist? Do I need to be a meteorologist to tell you that? No, it's called common sense. And the people that have common sense will say things like that. Your blood pressure must be high because it is. It's very likely to be. It doesn't mean 100% whatever. Nothing's 100%. So that's already implied. Let's just move the conversation forward. If you're overweight, the likelihood of you having high blood pressure is extremely high. You don't need to be a health professional to do that.
Let the fat people do the mukbangs too, you know? Like, if you want to do one, that is so cool. But if a fat person wants to do one, let us just do it in peace. You know, that would be my takeaway. Because you never know what we're doing behind the scenes. You don't know how many therapists, how many doctors, dietitians. You have no idea how many things that we've had.
I want to know a little bit more about the beauty standard on, we're in 2021 and it's not like back in the day now. Are we making the right direction? Is that good?
I think it's reactive. It's good. Like, visibility is important. I've talked about it on magazines and things like that, and no.
Is it going to promote people?
Sculptures of fat people. Fat people have always...
It always is okay to get help. It's okay to get help. But as long as we're in a fit...
been around.
Being a fitness influencer.
You see my point? They did not say, how can we help the fitness industry, like improve the fitness industry? They never asked, because they don't care. They don't care about their health. They only care about like their own truth, which is ridiculous. There's no such thing as your truth or my truth. There's the objective truth. Man, this is a long video, but guys, you already know where I stand on this. Don't be overweight. Don't listen to these people. They're just using verbal vomit to try to make you feel better. But in feeling better, they're shortening your life. So if you want to get help, if you want to train with me, for example, or even if you want to train locally with somebody that's good, that knows what they're doing, that doesn't cater to your emotions 100% of the time, and that actually wants you to be healthy, then go work with them. If you want to work with me, feel free to click one of the links down below. I have any solution that you have, any solution that you choose is going to get you at least better results than what you're getting right now. So we have 3 different tiers. You can purchase one of our affordable programs. They range basically from like $20 to $80, something like that. Or you can work with me at a higher level, whether that's a bronze, silver, or gold package down below. Just know that's going to cost you more. If you're interested in that, we have to set up a phone call first to see if we're going to be a good fit. And then we're going to set up another phone call so I can walk you through the program and kind of see, so you can see how it works at least. And if you feel like it's something you can do, if you feel like it's something you benefit from, then me and you can cross that bridge when we get there. Other than that, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Make sure to comment down below. Do you agree or disagree? Like the video, and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.